Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning to you all, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. It's Adiba Haya, a human rights advocate. So I've been quiet over this whole domestic violence thing for a while now because I was doing my research. Though I have enough facts to back up whatever I'm going to say, but I needed more research. I needed to be sure that I am not being sentimental. Remember, I am a human rights activist. I have no interest in defending the women, neither do I have interest in defending the men. I believe in humanity. So now, this domestic violence thing has been in existence far back since 1973. It might have been there before this time, but this was when it started gaining attention from people. According to some evolutionary psychologists, they claim that domestic violence keep evolving from simple to complex because it favors the men. While some say that men initiate domestic violence because they want to ensure women faithfulness, while some say that domestic violence is in rampant and increase because of increase in childbearing. You know, I'm just trying to give you an overview of what I've learned, but if we want to talk deeply about this, you will all understand what they're saying. But today I'm going to be talking about the contributing factors to the rise of domestic violence, most especially in Nigeria, and how it can be taken care of. At least when something evil becomes so rampant, it's going to be difficult for you to stop it. It's going to be difficult for you to just say, okay, from now on, this is no longer allowed in Nigeria. Of course, that'll be impossible. The only way is that it can be controlled. There can be rules and regulations that can be provided to actually keep everybody in track. Yes, and the other thing that can be done is that what are those things that is actually leading to the increase of a particular crime? When it is discovered, how can it be controlled? These are the way. So I believe in some contributing factor to the rise of domestic violence. Sorry, a call came in. And the first thing there is marrying for the wrong reason. There are a lot of reasons why people get married. According to some people, they will tell you that I got married because marriage is an institution that both the Africans and the whole world practices. While some will tell you that marriage is not even something that is important. I am there for reproduction. While some say, I got married because my man is cute or because my woman is cute. I found her attractive and I wouldn't want her to be with somebody else. While some will say that I like her philosophy about life. I like his philosophy about life and I feel that we match. We keep marrying for the wrong reason. If you're marrying for a particular reason, like, okay, I'm marrying this person because of this, I think it's actually wrong, because this is not all that we need to be married. This is not all that we need to make marriage work. So imagine marrying someone because of his or her beauty. He is good looking, he is charming, but he has bad character, right? So you ignore that because there were other parts of him or her that you actually found amazing, that you feel that the world needs to know that this belongs to you. But when things start going wrong, it's going to be just you and your spouse and not the world. The point I'm trying to make is that when you are marrying somebody because of physical beauty or appearance, be ready for the doom that will come with it. Of course, because we are all imperfect. And as a matter of fact, we all hail from a different background. So imagine somebody, a beautiful lady who is raised in an abusive home. Imagine a beautiful man who is raised by an abusive parent. And you're just going to pass judgment on him or her that this person is a wife or husband material because of their good looks. So you've set for doom. Then the other thing there is that was satisfying family. Most people got married to satisfy their family. Now let me tell you the disadvantage of this. If a lady got married to satisfy her family, when she's in that marriage, she'll put in all her best to ensure that she keep that home. First of all, you're trying to impress your family. Everybody is married. Ajike, everybody is married. You are still single. You are not getting any younger. Look at your friends, you know. Okay, but you're actually not mentally ready to settle down. But you agreed to doing it. So when such ladies get married, they also put in their effort to ensure that they make their marriage work. Because the same people they are trying to impress, they are still in existence. And they wouldn't want a situation whereby they will say, oh, you delayed to get married, now you cannot make marriage work. You are such a disappointment. So a woman always put in all their effort to ensure that they have a successful marriage. But let me tell you the opposite of it. If it's the case of a man, where a man got married to satisfy his family, in all honesty, that man is not going to have time for that wife. Because when a man is focused on achieving a particular dream, he is focused. And if he does anything contrary to his dreams, to his desires, he's going to steal that happiness. And if he is ever going to achieve that happiness back, then he have to make some people unhappy. And the only person he can make unhappy here is the wife. So you see that some men become unnecessarily brutal, aggressive. They are not calm. Why? Because they are not in their marriage because they love her. They are not in their marriage because they find her attractive. They are in their marriage because they just want to satisfy the family. They just want the family to stop talking. They want to be in charge of their sanity. So they get it, okay, if what I want is me getting married, of course I'm going to get married. So you, as the wife, you're already a victim because you don't know what's going on. And some of you ladies are actually aware that this guy right here is not ready for marriage. They are only trying to connect you both. Or he came for you because his family wants him to settle down. And you're like, well, his family might ask him to settle down, but I think he's good looking, he have money, he had all that I want in a man. I think I can be with him. How do you settle with a man who is not ready to be married? It takes a lot to be somebody's wife, to be somebody's husband. It is not just about the title, it's not just about the wedding. That's why you all get it wrong. The second thing that is part of this wrong reason, we have money. I think before they will say that most women are marrying for money, but now it's both ways. Most men are now settling for a woman who is already made, because the new world order now is what? Is money. I want to make money no matter what it costs me. Yeah, God forbid poverty, fine. God forbid poverty. In fact, even religion do not welcome poverty. It is socially unacceptable to be poor because you have no contributing value. We understand this, but not at the detriment of another person's happiness. So some people get married to their partner because of money. We know that some of the victims of domestic violence in Nigeria, by the time you trace their history with their spouse, you start realizing that one of the reasons why they are both together, the one person in their marriage, actually comes in because of money. So everything they are going to do is to protect the bag and not to protect the heart. Do you get that? Whatever they're going to be doing with their partner is to protect the bag and not to protect the heart. So money as a contributing factor to choosing a partner is very destructive. Because, for instance, wealth is like a river. It flows. It doesn't stay in one place. So if your partner is currently in money, have you ever imagined what it would be like if he or she do not have money at a particular time? That's where challenges and problems set in. Because you both have been managing each other's stupidity and excesses, because there is something behind that is keeping you both together. So what if test comes in and God decides to test you both through your wealth? This is where reality will hit on the both of them, because the factor why they are sticking together is no longer there. So infidelity will set in, and it's frustrating for you to think that somebody is in love with you, only to know that they were in love with your money. So some people, in the process of trying to keep their marriage or make their wife to become loyal or make their husband to become faithful, they become unnecessarily verbally abusive, or they become physically abusive. We know that these things are happening in marriage. Then the other factor we have there is reproduction. Yes, this is mainly common with the women. Most women these days, they are not getting married because they want to get married, because they want to fulfill marital righteousness. They are getting married for reproduction. They'll just tell you, see, I know I can't get myself pregnant, so I need somebody to get me pregnant. And I don't want a social embarrassment. Well, I would be used as a bad example that, oh, after all, she got married out of wedlock. So they are going to legally get involved with somebody's son who is actually willing to make marriage work. but without knowing the intention of the woman coming into the marriage. Most women go into marriage for reproduction because they want a child. They want a situation whereby when they're getting older, at least they have somebody they're going to be sending on errand. You get? So they want a child. So, and since they cannot produce this child by themselves, they're going to get in marriage with someone. And you see, they will start it so beautifully. They will do it in such a way that the man will feel safe and the man will feel that, the woman I've been looking for 1 million years, God has finally given her to me. But she was actually there for reproduction. And because that's what she is there for, that's what she will focus on. She'll be humble for as long as pregnancy will comes in. And immediately she gets what she wants, she will become disrespectful towards the man. She will engage in infidelity. She will start going out there. She will engage herself in things that will actually be displeasing to the ear and the eyes. So, and at the end of it, domestic violence set in, because the man would want to actually sustain his marriage, and he will feel that if talking to her is not working, if reporting her is not working, let me go physically violent. Maybe that will humble her. They got it wrong. So, and the other thing there that is a contributing factor to domestic violence is forced marriage. Most of the products of marital domestic violence are people who were forced to go into marriage. You know, being forced to go into marriage is different from getting married because of societal pressure. These are two different things. When you are of age, you are going to have societal pressure that will keep reminding you of the relevance and importance of you being married. But forced marriage can also happen to somebody that is young. As a matter of fact, the victim of forced marriage are always young people who cannot decide their right from their wrong. So when you force a child into marriage for whatever satisfaction, possibly because you want to keep business-personal relationship, or possibly because you feel that they are too much for you to take care of and you want them off your head, for whatever reason that makes you to force somebody into a marriage, be ready for the destruction. Because no man will value or cherish a gift that has been forced on him. No man will value or cherish a woman that is not getting enough love from her own family to the point of being pushed to marrying him. I mean, this is just something 1 + 1 you should put together. And the other thing that is there, you know, these days, people be like, for the sake of religion, I'm going to give my daughter to you and I don't want you spending any expenses. Man, you all should understand that when a human spend money on getting something they want or getting something they cherish, they will value that thing for the rest of their life. They will do whatever it takes to protect it because that's an asset, because they spend on it. But for you to now start giving your daughters out for the sake of religion, even religion actually preach that you should pay a dowry before you can make somebody your wife. So you people should stop doing this thing. Parents are making a big mistake by thinking that giving their daughter out to a man without collecting any dime from them will make the man to cherish the woman. No. Most especially in Muslim homes where polygamy is something that most women cannot escape because it's legalized, it's legal, it's an Islamic legal right on the men. Most especially for the Muslim family, you should stop giving your children out for free, all in the name of whatever satisfaction you want to achieve. Because these men are going to go out there one day to get another woman, and that is where embarrassment, that is where unhappiness will set in for your daughters. You are the one who decided to give your daughter for free. So wherever he is going to take second, third, or fourth wife, and they decide that they are not going to give their daughter to him for free, he have to pay, and he will be so happy paying. Of course, he will be so happy engaging in the marital right because he knows that's the way it should be done. And you see, your daughter will start feeling disvalued. Your daughter will start feeling unloved, uncared for. You know, a lot of emotional dissatisfaction will set in for your daughter. And at that moment, if she tries to display any form of emotional dissatisfaction, the husband will start hating on her that, either you don't want my happiness, you don't want me to be happy, you don't want me to take another wife. Then he will start seeing her as a threat. For such reason, when this new woman comes into the marriage, he is not going to focus his mind and everything on taking care of the new woman. because he feels that the one at home is a threat. But who actually caused this whole thing, this whole saga, is the family of the woman. Now, the other factor there is ignoring red flags. Can we talk about domestic violence without talking about ignoring red flags? My darlings, you don't just see somebody today and decide to marry them tomorrow. That's the relevance of courtship. When you're courting with someone, the relevance of it is to get to know them. As a matter of fact, I used to tell people that you can never know somebody enough. But yes, you can never know somebody enough before marriage, but you can know them to a certain extent. One of the reasons why you are not knowing your partner before marriage is because the both of you are filled with pretense. As a woman, even if a man is pretending, when you're with a man, you cannot know when a man is pretending because they can be all loving, all caring. For you to know that a man is not pretending or a man is pretending, you need to be real. You need to be yourself. Stop trying to prove that you are a housewife material. I mean, that's where you kill yourselves, I swear to God. Stop trying to prove that you are a housewife material. You don't need to prove it. You don't need to prove it. He will find out. He knows what he wants in a woman. Be yourself. Some men actually appreciate real women. Some men actually appreciate real character. If you know that it is in your habit to fart, to gas out air whenever you feel like in public, please do it with your man. You need to watch his reaction. You need to see how he reacts to bad character. You need to see how he reacts whenever you're sick. Please. But the problem now is that we have actually changed courtship to premarital sex. Like, we've used courtship to actually legalize premarital sex. So everybody is interested in showing their wife that, I need to show this woman that the man she's getting married to is very good in bed. And the woman too, trying to prove that I need to show this man that I'm very good in bed. So let me tell you one disadvantage of that. When I was growing up, my dad used to tell me a story that if you allow a man to start mating with you, that you're going to continue to lose your value until you get to that marriage. That is, even if you are able to make it to the marriage at the end. Then he used to back it up with this, that when you get married to a virgin and you both have the first sex legally, because she's a virgin, you're going to respect her a bit. After the second sex, she kind of loses her value in your sight. The third sex, the fourth sex. But what's going to keep that relationship is that aside from that sex, there was something called love. There was something called friendship. There was something called likeness. These things were naturally there before. So you're not going to send your wife away because after all, I have a taste of her vagina, so it's time for her to go. No. So that's not the way it works. But you can easily tell a girlfriend to get out of your life because you've had more than enough. You've had the taste, or as in, okay, if I'm getting married to you because I need a sex partner and I've already had a taste of your sex, and possibly I feel that you're not even good enough to satisfy me in marriage, then you should get out of my life. This is why you people are getting served with breakfast. You people have changed the priority, what it should be to what it shouldn't be. You understand? So we need to be more focused on red flags. Sometimes, please, just do something annoying just to watch their reaction. This is to both men and women. As a man, you need to know how your woman can contain bad habits. You need to know how your woman can be supportive when you are sick. You need to know how your woman can be productive when you have everything and when you have nothing. These are the tests that you're supposed to bring up to start checking their attitude before taking decision that, I think we can be together. It is not all about sex. Because look at it, if it were to be all about sex, why a marriage is crashing? Marriage should have been able to keep a home, but obviously it can't keep a home. Or are you saying that most of the marriages that are crashing lacks good sex? Of course, most of these people, they are having good and quality sex. But it cannot save their marriage. That is a sign to all of us that there is more than just love and there is more than just sexual relationship to keeping a home. Then we cannot ignore family negligence. Whenever somebody talks to me that my husband is maltreating me, the first thing I used to ask is, who have you reported to? They will say the husband family. Okay, what about your family? They'll be like, actually, I don't want to go home. I don't want to tell my mom anything. She will tell you that go back. Marriage is not a bed of rose. I don't want to tell my dad anything. He will tell you to go back. Marriage is not a bed of rose. And my brothers, they're just there. My sisters are just there. See, let me tell you. When a man is married into a family where he knows that he is loved and appreciated by the wife's family after all, but they don't tolerate nonsense, they're gonna have respect and value for your daughter because they know that any form of fuck up, he go collect. Yes, I have to switch. Any form of fuck up from anywhere, he go collect. How can you give your sisters out in hands for marriage to another man and you just ignore her? Even when she is reporting that she's getting beaten, even when she's reporting that she is hungry, that she's being neglected by the husband. Okay, let's assume you cannot be financially supportive towards your married sister. For God's sake, show your in-laws that your sister is not a punching bag. What happened to the sisters ganging up, go to the police station, make a report that, okay, my sister is getting domestically abused. And we just come here to write a statement that we're going to do anything aside from killing this man to ensure that he stops. The same thing with the men. Once upon a time, when I was staying with my brother in Lagos, he used to tell me that whenever he's given me advice, like sex education, he will bring in this talk of marrying the right person. What are the things you should look into when you're marrying the right person? Then he will tell you, Nafisa, I'm telling you this because if you fuck up and you marry the wrong person, first of all, I'm going to look at it if this guy deceived you. That's number one. Then number two, if I realize that you both were so real together, but he had this beast side of him that he kept and he never showed you, which you never get to know. Man, if any man raise his hand on you, he's going to die. You know, whenever my brother said that, I used to blush. I'm like, my brother loves me. But no, now I realize what he's saying. Then I don't understand the negative and destructive effect of domestic violence. But whenever he said that anybody that raised hand on my, anybody that get married to my sister and raise hand on him, on her, that man is dying. But I don't care which country, which state he married my sister to. I'm going to make sure that I get there and I deal with him. So now I'm proud of my brother. Because that's the way it should be. See, you all need to be supportive towards your siblings. Some of you are the one who are actually pushing your siblings into trouble. Yes, because every little mistake of your siblings, you are already calling their husband to make report to them. Please, you used to have misunderstanding with your sibling before they got married to a spouse. Who did you report to before? You need to stop bringing down your family. So now, a man will be beating up his wife, and the next thing he will say, you are so disrespectful, you are so unproductive, and you have nothing to offer. Even your family knows that you are useless. They'll be using family as a backup to maltreating their wife. The same thing with women. Women are so disrespectful towards their husband, most especially when they know that the husband is not in good time with their family. It is wrong. When your husband or your wife are not in good time with their family, you automatically become their family. You're supposed to become supportive. But you know, I think there is a whole lot of greed in our head that is making us getting married. I do not understand what could be the contributing factor to you telling somebody that I love you today, sincerely confessing as if you cannot do without this person, and boom, you got married to the person, and it looks, alhamdulillah, as if the person had become a sort of threat to your life, as if the person has become a nuisance, as if like I made a mistake getting married to you. I don't get it. Domestic violence can be curbed. We need to start curbing it right within ourselves and from our homes. You need to marry a partner whom you are satisfied with 100%. See, there is no such thing as if you see a woman or if you see a man who satisfies your 50% need, get married to the person. You see the remaining 50% unsatisfied, that's what will destroy the 50% factor that made you get into that marriage in the first place. You need to be satisfied, and you need to stop pushing people to get married, because the same you that say, oh, you're not getting married, you're getting older, is still the same you that will say, now wow, this one that you are married and you are hungry, you are looking as if you married a madman, because this two you are looking mad. The same you that say, divorce is socially unacceptable, you will still be the same person that will blame a dead person for not leaving the marriage and letting his or herself getting killed. And we need to be informed that domestic violence is not just women related. Even the women, they are physically abusing their husband. They are physical. You've never seen where a woman is beating the husband. And it's not because the man is a weakling. You see this whole nonsense thing called voodoo. Voodoo. Using charm to hold a man, using charm on a woman is a bad thing. It's very destructive. We need to work on ourselves. We've turned marriage into an institution of war. We've turned marriage into a particular institution that everybody is scared to take the course. People now prefer to stay single, make money, and just die in peace instead of going into marriage and having their stories all over the social media. Please, we need to work on ourselves. May God bless us with a good and beautiful home. But we cannot attain good and beautiful home if we don't start with sincerity. Please, let us be individually sincere when getting into relationship or when getting into marriage. When you are sincere, you're going to meet your kind. When you are insincere, you end up with your kind. God bless you all.